All right, welcome football fans to the Robinson Senators hosting the Sylvan Hills Bears right here from Robinson High School for the benefit game, our AAA benefit game and first broadcast of the early season here. We're glad you guys are joining us here on the Robinson Sports Network, brought to you by Natural State Sports. And we have got a PCSSD battle for you here this evening as the Sylvan Hills Bears out of the 6A East make the cross-city trip over here to West Little Rock. A team that finished 3-7 last year, but under new guidance this year with head coach Jason Huell. And so this should be a fun season for the Sylvan Hills Bears. They rostered 90 players coming into this game. So a lot of excitement around the program here to get things started. So we are excited to get our first look at Sylvan Hills football. And then on the other side of the ball is the Joe T. Robinson Senators. Your Robinson Senators getting things started here on this season. A year ago, a team that finished 11-2. Number one in the 5A Central, and a heartbreaking loss in the semifinals right here on this field to the Parkview Patriots, who went on to win the 5A state championship. And this is a team that, talking to Coach Escola down on the field in pregame, they are very young. They don't really know how good they are yet, but a lot of potential with this very young team as the Senators make their way out onto the field. And they're going to be led by a sophomore, Quentin Murphy. Offers from literally everybody in the country. He's got 10 Division I offers currently, and a lot of options for him as he continues to move forward into next year. This is a team, Quentin Murphy last year, 98 completions on 167 attempts, 19 touchdowns, 1,388 yards. Comes into the season as the second leading, returning. He was the second leading quarterback that returns for this season. I really jumbled that up, but behind another PCSSD quarterback and Achilles Ringo, who comes into the year after almost a 4,000-yard performance last year. Other leaders for this Robinson team, Jacob Coleman, a new move-in, another 25 kid, a great kid, great-looking prospect at safety, and he looks to come out and really make his mark on this Robinson defense. And then, of course, Tank Reese is a guy that we all got to know last year as a freshman, moves his way up this year as a sophomore, and he'll play linebacker as well as tailback. And talking to Coach Escola, he's really excited about his running back room this year, as he's got 4 really, really good ones. And he said really the biggest concern for the season is going to be youth. So we're going to get our first look here at the Robinson Senators, as well as out onto the field to kick this one off is going to be 98, William Tate, moved up from the freshman team with his brother John Tate, one of the best kickers in the state, still out with a knee injury. So we look to see him back maybe some way through the season. That was an injury that he sustained back during soccer. So I hope to see John Tate back out. So William Tate will do the kickoff duties, and I'm going to be honest, as I sit here and look out on the field, Will was giving me a hard time, and in our pregame, we're looking at jerseys. It is really hard to see some of these numbers in the lighting right now. But currently, back for the Bears is going to be number 4, Colin Billings, and I cannot see who is on the other side of the field right now. So Tate will kick this one. Our kicks will be dead, so they will kick, but they will not be returned. And so Sylvan Hills will go on offense to start things off on what is a beautiful evening here from West Little Rock. And, again, you don't get many more picturesque moments or views in high school football than you do right here at Robinson High School. So Sylvan Hills, the new look offense, will come out onto the field to get things going. And a couple of guys we remember from last year in a Cleo Penn, one of the big running backs. We'll see how they spread it out here. Already a huge difference now than what we saw last year, as Sylvan Hills is going to open things in the shotgun, it looks like. You're going to have 2 running backs in the backfield. And your quarterback, I cannot get the number on currently. I'll have for you in a minute. 2 wide receivers here to the near side. Snap, they're going to pull the guard, looking to the right side, and going to be met in the hole. Give him about 3, maybe 4 yards on that carry. And I'm not sure who that is, but as soon as we can see a number on as they umpire, we will let you know. A tackle there made for Robinson by Edwards. In the backfield, number 3, Tyler Hampton. He's your quarterback. He's going to go under center on this play, it looks like. And he will. So they'll go to the I formation this time. Hampton's going to get the snap. He'll pitch this one to the left side. Bobbled immediately, but picked up in a nice run. A big hit in the hole. That ball may have come loose on the hit. And let's see. I think it was Reese who was in there. And it'll stay with Sylvan Hills, and they'll get a first down. So a break for the Bears, a huge hit in the hole on that play, but it'll be enough for a Sylvan Hills first down, and they'll quickly look to the sideline. That carry was the sophomore Sean Thomas. And that was Coleman, who we talked about in pregame. That was Jacob Coleman laying the hit there, so he makes his presence known early on here. So now Hampton in the shotgun this time. He'll get the snap. He's going to hand this one away again to Thomas. Left side, finds a hole and a good carry there as Thomas falls forward to the 49-yard line, and it'll be second down here for the Bears. So Thomas again on that one. And again, I apologize if I get the names wrong, but it is really pretty difficult to see these Bears jerseys in this game, the numbers. And I have no spotter. I have no second on the mic tonight, so we'll see. Hopefully you're going to get Coach Moppin in here with us in the second quarter. So Hampton will go under center this time. They're switching it up every time, and they're going to get Robinson to jump off sides, as that was big number 64 who got the head start. That's Ari Montgomery, Jr., 260-pound defensive lineman, and they will immediately pull him off the full field, rotate him out as Cam Harper, another junior defensive lineman, will come in, and that'll be a Sylvan Hills first down. So a reminder of our sponsorships. I know we had some folks reach out last year during basketball season interested in sponsoring our live streams. Again, a reminder that all of our sponsorship dollars are shared directly back, or a portion of our sponsorship dollars are shared directly back with the schools, and our first down sponsorship is still open and available. Now Hampton in the shotgun, a little out route. That ball's caught by the tight end. That's going to be a gain of about 3 on the play. Not a whole lot on that one. As we wait for... So that one actually was completed, I believe, to Sean Thomas. Again, I do not have a great view from where we are. And these Sylvan Hills numbers kind of blend just a little bit. We're way up here. Great press box. Beautiful facilities again here for year 2 of the Robinson Sports Network. This one going to be pitched out left side. Thomas again. And Thomas going to stumble forward. A gain of maybe 2 yards. And so it looks like here it's going to be third down and 5 for the Bears with 9:41 left in the first quarter. That one's actually Malachi Sherwin, the junior, on that carry. Some other games going on across the state right now in benefit action as well. PA is down at Bryant tonight. Should be an interesting matchup there. It's always a fun benefit matchup here in the scrimmages. So Hampton will fake the handoff, rolling right, looking over the top. Instead, he tries to go to the underneath man. That ball's going to be dropped by number 9. That's Justin Brown. Throw was a little low. And so now Sylvan Hills got a decision to make here on fourth down from the 41-yard line. Trying to get these Senator fans in regular season action. A good group of Senator fans that have made their way out. And now they are not going to punt this. Sylvan Hills going to go for it here on fourth down and 5. Robinson got to stay on side here. Hampton looks to the sideline, gets the snap. He's looking left all the way. Now he'll go up over the middle. Got a man caught right at the sticks. It's going to depend on the spot here. A nice tackle right on the sticks. And let's see the foot. This may end up being short by about the nose of the football. Obviously, they're going to measure this. But a great play, and I didn't get the number on the defender that made the tackle. Well, that's a great play, though, by the Senators to step up and make that tackle immediately. And let's see, they're going to call it a first down without a measurement. So first down Bears. And I think the Robinson coaches are questioning why we didn't have a measurement there. That was really, really close. They needed the 36-yard line. The nose of the ball was just at it. So it'll be enough for a first down. So Hampton calling out signals to the right side. He's got plenty of time to get a snap off here. 30 seconds. He'll get it in the shotgun. Looking right. Pressure coming. Now he'll roll to the right. Got a flag thrown. Hampton just going to throw this one away. It's a good idea as there's going to be a hold on the play. Look like now we got another flag being laid down by our official on the other side. Might be the same hold, or they saw multiple holds on that play. Sylvan Hills was rolling the pocket to the right, but Robinson really blew through that offensive line. I think a couple guys had to reach out and grab. So we'll see what the call is here as we wait our white hat to give us the explanation. He'll pick up the flag and make his way across to the 45-yard line. And we're not going to get a signal. If we did, I missed it. But they're walking it off the other direction. So, well, we're not taking penalties. I don't know what we're doing here. Oh, there we go. Okay, sorry. I was looking at the wrong stick. You're right. First down and 20, so it was a hold on Sylvan Hills. So Hampton in the shotgun, running back to his right. Can't tell who that is. Snap goes over the head. We've got a whistle before. And let's see what this is going to be. No flags. We got some clapping, though, by the Sylvan Hills side. And there was a flag on the play. I think it was right here, right in front of the sideline where we couldn't see it. It was going to be an illegal substitution on the Senators. So get 5 back to the Bears here. And so it'll be first down and 15. Giving Destin, our new producer, some extra work to do over there on the scoreboard. Hopefully you know how to add and subtract, man. It's the key to things. Now we got another conversation happening here. Coach Escola asking for an explanation, and we got 8.5 to go here in our first, and Sylvan Hills is going to go to the sidelines while we work on an explanation. I'm not sure what the issue is here. So still waiting. I'm not sure what. I mean, we got a mid-game water break? I'm not sure. Escola looks like he's got the same question. He's kind of walking around with his hands wide open, questioning what just happened. And so now we'll get things going again. First down and 15. Looks like Sylvan Hill is going to come out in an I formation on this one. Again, I apologize. I wish I could see the numbers of the guys in the backfield, but I cannot. Hampton is your quarterback under center. He'll get the snap. Second man through is who gets it. And I believe that is going to be number 28, Sean Thomas again. So give him 4. That's Ian Dietz on the tackle. It was Thomas on the carry. So Thomas will stay in the I formation. He'll dot it. Hampton under center. Your format for this will be just a regular game, 3 quarters of varsity. The 4th quarter will be the JV. They'll pitch this one. Thomas to the right side, got blockers over there. He runs over a man at the 30, inside the 30 to the 28, and a strong run by Sean Thomas will bring up a 3rd and manageable here, maybe a 3rd down and 3 from the 29-yard line. Our PA announcer said 21, but I can plainly see that's 28 Thomas. And Josh Smith is who stepped up and made the tackle. Although he got more tackle than he made a tackle on that one. It's Thomas. That was a powerful run by Thomas. So 3rd down and 3 as this big crowd gets loud for your Senators. And now they do have number 21. That is Sherwin. He's the fullback. They'll fake to the left. Hampton gets hammered in the backfield. And a great play back there by number 6, Darnell Clark, as he breaks that one up, and that'll bring up a 4th down again here for the Bears. Clark ruined that play. A reminder that your play-by-play crew on normal Friday nights will be Chris Goodman. He was on with you last season, as well as Akimion Parks. Those guys will be with you next Friday night as your Robinson Senators welcome the Pulaski Academy Bruins to town in what promises to be a great Week 0 matchup here in West Little Rock. So now Hampton will be in the shotgun. I believe that is Sherwin next to him. They'll snap it. Hampton has to go up and get it. Pressure coming. Rolling left, throwing. Got a man, but he couldn't get it to him. And again, the pressure this time by the defense of the Senators really messed up the timing of that play. And Robinson will hold on downs, and the offense will find its way to the field for the first time. But I got to tell you, it was refreshing to watch this Sylvan Hills offense throwing the football out there. As I looked down at Will, he was our producer for Sylvan Hills last year. He'll be the producer this year, and it'll be a lot of fun, I think, Will, to watch this offense this year. So now we get to see Quentin Murphy in the backfield with him. Looks like that is Knowlton right behind him. Murphy gets it. He'll hand it away. Knowlton left side. Oh, big pressure in the backfield by Sylvan Hills. That was number 54. That is Keyshawn Jones who got in the backfield on that play. And an impressive start for the Sylvan Hills defense. And I know talking with Coach Escola in pregame, his big concern right now is this offensive line. They're young. They got just like the rest of this team, they got a long way to go to jail. And you saw it right there. It was a great play by Sylvan Hills as they were just bringing 3. Now they'll go empty. Murphy gets it. He looks right immediately. Now wants to just flick it over to the right side. That one going to be dropped as he was looking for Caleb Jones. And Murphy not on target on that one with Jones. It'll bring up 3rd down and 12. So a lot of new names and numbers to learn this season. Hey, speaking of our fearless Sylvan Hills crew, Jay Call's made his way in. You can grab one of those chairs over there, man. You can join me. Now Murphy gets it. He's going to roll to his right side. Murphy looking. He's got a man. Instead, he's going to take off with it. Murphy showing off them elite legs. Breaks a tackle down to the 35, make it the 36. He's going to be 3 shy of a first down after that carry by Quentin Murphy. And we'll see what the Senators want to do here. 4th down and 3. That's 2. Let him know that's 2. So Knowlton in the backfield next to Murphy. They're going to go for it here on 4th down and 3. Murphy got a bunch set to the far side of the field. Now Murphy gets the snap. Going to go throw it to the right, little bubble screen. Going to be caught, hit immediately, and then taken down. There's flags on the play, but he's short of the first down. It doesn't matter. I think the penalty is going to be a hold on Robinson. And it's going to be a turnover on downs. Doesn't matter what the flag is, and that's what it is. It's going to be a hold on the Senators. So Sylvan Hills will decline that, and it'll be a turnover on downs, and Sylvan Hills will take possession of the ball, and they're going to get great field position here for their second drive of the game.
Oh, it's good to start some football,
Oh, man. And now Jake Hall is we got our Bears fans joining us right now. And good to have you, Jake. It's been a minute.
It has been a minute, and I'm excited to be back after that long mountain walk up to the press box. I had to catch my breath there for a second.
I know. I was calling all the gear up here, and I get halfway up the stairs, and Escola comes down. He said, "You need some help?" I'm like, I got it now. And then he wanted to have a conversation. I was like, I'm gonna have to go sit down for a minute before we can talk. This fat guy can't get through it, man. I can tell you. But
on the walk up here, I was staring at the field. This new offense, already excited.
Yeah, Hampton hands this one to the left side, and I cannot tell if that is Sherwin or if that is number 28, Sean Thomas. It's been a mix of the two of them. Do you got a roster over there?
I don't think so.
You got access to the Twitter account, don't you?
I do.
It's in our messages if you want to grab it.
Yeah, no, I saw it. Will texted it to me earlier, in fact.
Okay. So 2nd down, and yeah, to your point, Jake, it was refreshing to see the ball in the air for Sylvan Hills on that first drive. Didn't do it a lot, but they did it enough. And now Hampton, high snap, brings it down. He's looking to his right. Now he's going to roll to his right, looking downfield. Nobody there. He's just going to have to throw it away. Good defense this time, as that's Dietz who was chasing him down, and not what you want to see if you're a Senator fan. Dietz kind of comes up a little lame, limping with the right leg as he kind of reached down for the knee. I don't know if that's a pre-existing issue or maybe tweak something trying to chase Hampton down.
I don't think I'm exaggerating when I say I'm not sure they threw the ball more than 30 times last year. I'm being dead serious.
I almost feel like they've thrown it more in this first quarter than they did all of last year.
It probably looks that way because when you see it all together at once, it's kind of a shock to your eyes after watching last season.
Yeah, so far, Sylvan Hills has really been the only ones to move it. They were stopped on their first possession. Great field position here, but a 3rd down and about 8. Hampton looking left, throwing left. Got his man on the little out. It's going to be caught, but immediately tackled. And that is I can't tell, 28 29, I believe. If that is 29, that's Josh Smith, the junior on the tackle, and it'll be 4th down. Did watch the two teams warm up in pregame kicking-wise, and I would say that's not the strength of either of these squads right now, although Sylvan Hills did boot it pretty well a few times. So Hampton on 4th down gets the snap. He's going to roll to his right. Looking upfield, going to throw, got a flag on the play, knocked away. And, boy, that's Coleman again. And I'm starting to see why Coach Escola was so high on that young man, as Coleman's got a big hit, and he steps in front of that one and knocks it away. Flag on the play, I believe, is going to be a hold.
That was good coverage right there.
Yeah, so if you missed it, Jake, early, Coleman is a recent move-in. He moved in from California. I was looking on 24/7 Sports. Shows him committed to TSU. I don't know if that is still accurate, but he's really one of the top 100 players in the junior class.
Okay.
So a special one in the defensive backfield for the Senators. You know, they've had a few of those guys.
They definitely have. They've had a few nice-looking players that have went on to play ball at the collegiate level, so it's not out of the ordinary to see another one on that side of the football.
So on the turnover on downs, it'll be Senator football here. Murphy in the backfield. I believe that's Knowlton to his right. 4 wide receivers. And Murphy rips it out of the gut of Knowlton. Fakes the pitch, keeps it. Now he pitches it. I believe that he did finally pitch it downfield. And that turns into a very creative, about a 14-yard play there, as Caleb Jones was the one who ended up with that one. I couldn't see who he pitched to over there. I thought I heard Caleb Jones, though, is who our PA announcer said, number 5. So 1st down for the Senators. Again, that's a sponsorship that's available for the season, so please let us know if you're interested. Now Murphy, is he wanting a timeout, or is he trying to change the play here? Instead, he'll get the snap, looking left, pump fake. Now got to look out, got pressure coming. Somehow doesn't go down. Now Murphy takes off with it across midfield and pushed out of bounds at the 41-yard line. Make it the 40-yard line. And Jake, I saw you. I thought the same thing. Why didn't they hit him?
That was Chris Davis for the Bears. He managed to get back there and get 2 hands on him, but it looked like he maybe tripped on his own 2 feet back there and ended up just shoving him instead of trying to get a good hold or put the arms around him and tackle him to the ground. But he made the best of it as he got a good 1st down out of it.
Well, you know what that looked like to me? That looked like in practice when they say, don't hit the quarterback, don't hit the quarterback. That's what it looked like.
They kind of did.
He pulled up because he didn't think he could hit the quarterback.
You know, you got to get out of that fall camp mindset. You can't. You got to realize it is live football here now.
Well, Knowlton broke the initial tackle. He'll push forward as the offensive line trying to get a little extra push. And they'll get down to the 36-yard line, so a gain of 4 on that one. Water.
Oh, man, I cannot even describe to you how impatient I've been for football. I need it. I need it.
We're going to get a flag here. It's going to be a false start on the Senators. I'm with you. It's, you know, we get into that dead day, the dead days of summer. And, you know, it's funny. I went to Vegas about a month ago, and I was really excited to go to Circa because, you know, they've got that huge, like, it's the world's largest, like, swim-up sports book or whatever.
Right.
There's no sports. So what am I going to do? Like, there's nothing I can do up there. So yeah, I've been ready for some good sports to get going. You know, you got to be part of our soccer broadcast back for the 4A state soccer tournament, which was a lot of fun, and that is a fun style of football. But nothing beats fall football, and especially Friday nights. So I'm with you, man. This is a lot of fun. Now Murphy cap it. He'll pitch this one out to the right. It floats out there. Now off to the races is number 5, Jones. Jones around the right side, and he'll be spun out of bounds inside the 25-yard line at the 24-yard line. And another Robinson Senator 1st down.
I tell you what, if you want to figure out how disciplined your defense is, go up against an option running team as the first game of the year. That's how you figure out what if your defense is disciplined or not.
And the one thing that I came away from with Quentin Murphy last year as a sophomore was he's so creative with it. He will pitch it at the most insane times when you just don't expect it. And even in that was a long pitch to try to get out there. Now Murphy bobbles the snap, steps up into the pocket, and he's going to be thrown down. This time they do not treat him like a practice quarterback. He is sacked in the backfield by the Bears.
Was that supposed to be a screen right there? Because it was just they just had their heads down, and they were all in the backfield very quickly right there.
It was blown up. I think that was Keyshawn Johnson, I believe, on that sack, 54, but I couldn't tell for sure. Now, Murphy, I don't know if he's trying to catch his breath or look under the sun to get the call, but he is hands on his hips right now trying to look over to the sideline.
That sun is right in his face.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to try to throw anything to the back right side of the end zone for sure. Really, well, any of it. As a matter of fact, they're right in it. So motion man here is Hayes. 5 to snap it. Now motion from the other side. They'll hand it away. That is Caleb Jones. That's technically a pass. Jones gets thrown down in the back. Well, maybe give him 2 yards. And no, I think that's going to be no gain on the play. Maybe a yard to the 31-yard line.
That was smart of the head coach right there, or the offensive coordinator, getting a play called where maybe you can get more in that shade. Get a run to the left, try to get over there in that shade.
And if you're Murphy right now, anything you throw towards the end zone, you're throwing it almost blind. Mm-hmm. At least your receiver's not going to have to battle it, but you're throwing it blind right now because that is a very, very bright sun right down into that, right off the backside of that end zone. So now the motion man is Kelly. Murphy going to look that way on the roll. Kelly's there and got the ball. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Give him 6 as Murphy finds Kelly on the rollout for the touchdown. And Robinson strikes first here in this one. 6-0 Senators.
Talk about a drop in the bucket, man. Just dime piece right there. That was just a perfect pass into the sun and just dropped it right in his hands. I don't even know if he broke stride going into the end zone.
He didn't, and to your point, the timing on that was absolutely insane because he threw that, and Kelly wasn't even looking. I saw Kelly roll out. He was wide open on the play. Murphy couldn't have put that in a better spot. So now Tate in to kick the extra point. Kick is up. It is through the uprights and good. And so freshman William Tate gets his first score of the season here. And it's 7-0 Senators with 1:43 to go in the first.
It looked like some possible broken coverage back there for the Bears. I'm not. It looked like the corner was a little bit confused when he turned around when the ball went behind him. It was confused as to how far behind him the receiver actually was. So they're just gonna, that's the first game of the season. You got to get those kinks worked out and try to get everything working together under this with this new head coach they have.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about down on the field earlier too with Coach Escola, but I was joking. I said, that's why we do these broadcasts because we got to get our kinks worked out too. So we get it. It's a lot of work down there. But to your point too on that play, Jake, we were talking about throw it over here into the shade. They threw it right into the sun, into the sun field on that play. And again, a great job by Kelly. But, the way that pass was just kind of lobbed up there, Sylvan Hills, I don't think had any clue the ball was in the air.
I don't think he did either. It's I honestly, I think the sun might have affected them just as well. I don't really think where it matters where you're looking when the sun's this bright, kind of like being right on the field perfectly.
Yeah, and you're going to have just a little bit longer before it's going to find its way finally behind that tree line. So.
I think they might get lucky, possibly like the middle of the second quarter. But
yeah. So Tate will kick again. All kicks are dead. There's no pressure on the kicks, no returning any kicks or punts. But we are going to go through the motions on the kicking game, let our kickers get some work. And then Robinson's got to figure out their kicking situation as they came into the season knowing they're going to be without their junior kicker, one of the best kickers in the entire state, John Tate. I believe last year he had a 50-plus yarder, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong on that. I'm sure somebody will correct me if I am. But I know Tate hit a couple of big ones last year. Really excited to have him. Tore his ACL during soccer last year, and so they hope to see him back maybe midseason is what Coach Escola was hoping for. So we'll see if that happens. So
a little upset about the dead balls. I would really love to see Cleo Penn and Colin Billings in action, as that they were the return men last year, and they both showed fantastic speed. Cleo Penn taking a few of them back at some point or another during the last season. And it would be exciting to see them in action tonight.
We haven't seen Penn yet at all. It's been Hampton and Sherman for most of this one. Now Hampton got a motion man. That's where they'll give it to. Left side trying to stretch it out. That's number 8, Isaiah Rivera. And Rivera is met on the sideline.
I've seen
Dietz, I believe.
I've seen Rivera targeted a few times here so far early on in this ball game. Seems like that might be their go-to guy. So here during this game at least.
That was actually number 4, Mike Hayes, that made that big hit over on the sideline. So Again, do apologize. With no spotter, it's a little difficult to see from up here right now. So Hampton will get the snap. We got whistles, though. It's going to be a false start on this one. He's in the backfield as number 21, Malachi Sherwin. And they've bounced between Sherwin and number 28, Sean Thomas, for most of this one. You know, the biggest difference we're seeing right now is they're spreading things out more. You know, last year everything was condensed. You know, that 3 yards in a cloud of dust type feel. And so far in this one, they haven't thrown the ball downfield any. We've seen some 5-yard outs, but we've definitely seen a lot of motion. So some principles of what we saw last year, just more spread now. As that snap gets away, but Hampton corrals it, trying to get to the right side, but he's got nobody to help him. And he'll slide down in what could be the last play of our first quarter. Let's see if Sylvan Hills wants to run another one. This is going to be 3rd down and about 16.
Hampton's got a set of wheels underneath him. He can move pretty well back in the pocket from what I've seen so far. And I've also seen if he can get those feet set, he can throw a pretty good ball too. I'm excited to see what he can do this year.
Yeah, I'd like to see them try to push it downfield a little bit. So 2 seconds, 1 second, that's going to do it for our first quarter. So after a quarter of play here from West Little Rock and home of your Robinson Senators, Robinson leads this one 7-0. We'll flip sides of the field and be right back here on the Robinson Sports Network, brought to you by Natural State Sports. All right, here we are, ready for our second quarter. Motion man, Hampton looks to throw, going to go on the little post route, and a good throw. Oh, and he dropped it. That might be a fumble. No, they're going to say incomplete. Was that number 4?
That was Billings, Colin Billings.
Well, and Billings had a shot there. It's a good throw by Hampton. Might have been rushed a little bit. And Robinson a little disappointed. I think they wanted the fumble on the play. It was hard to tell from our angle if he secured that before losing it. So obviously our officials say no, they got a much better angle than we do. And let's be honest, if you want to complain about officiating, there's several available officiating spots in the state of Arkansas right now. AAA would love for a phone call from you if you think you can do it better than these guys.
You know, that's how you can point out a very good secondary when you find guys punching at the ball right there, because it wasn't knocked out by the hit. He managed to get a hand in there and knock that ball loose, and that's what good secondaries do.
We got a penalty here. Got to delay a game. That seemed like a really quick delay a game. I'm not sure that they reset our play clock, to be honest. That might have been the fastest 25 seconds ever.
That was very fast.
Like, they didn't even have time to switch. Yeah, I think everybody's kind of confused. Sylvan Hills didn't even have time to get their kicking team out there. So Robinson declines it, and so we'll just stay where we are. You'll never see that in a regular season game. They will take that 5 yards before the punt. So this one going to be kicked away. Nice spiraling kick. Going to be they'll let it go out of bounds, as that was number 2, Kevin Jones. And so Robinson's third possession of the evening will start at the 39-yard line.
You know, new coach or not, I think each team's going to have their bumps coming into this game and throughout the game, and I think each coach, all they want to do is see you guys put together a couple good drives and see the defense make a couple stops, and I think you'll be satisfied with that. You just want to see some life in your team. Make sure they got the fight in them.
Yeah, and like talking to Escola in the pregame, they're going to be very vanilla. They're not going to try to do anything special tonight. They're not going to show a whole lot. There's a lot of things you're going to see Quentin Murphy do on normal Friday nights. He's not going to do here on a Tuesday night. So it's just an opportunity, to your point, let these guys play somebody other than who they've been hitting all fall. Oh, and a big hole for Knowlton. Knowlton runs a safety over inside the 45 to the 43-yard line, and that's the best run of the night out of the backfield for the Senators.
He had a 10-yard stretch right there without getting touched, and when he got rolling, he was not slowing down for anybody. I
got to tell you, if Coach Escola is concerned about this offensive line, he had to have liked what he's seen there. And this is a big squad, 90 players out for this Sylvan Hills team, as they have really rallied the troops here under new head coach Jason Huell. Now into the game is number 20. That's Nick Abrams at running back. Got two backs back there. I think it's Jones is the other one. They're going to go to Abrams. No, Murphy still has it. He's going to pitch it to the right side as Knowlton makes the play, cuts inside Murphy, makes a couple of guys miss, and gets underneath the man inside the 40 to the 39. They're going to give him the 40-yard line. So give him 4 yards on the play. It'll be second down.
That was Knowlton.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that was impressive by Knowlton to just squeeze out as many yards as he could out of what should have been a loss of yards.
Well, I'll tell you, it's a center team that's got to replace a young man by the name of Noah King Freeman, who ran wild against the 5A last year when healthy. And talking to Escola early on, he said, I've got 4 guys in the backfield I feel really good about. And so I think he's, last year when this team was snake bit with injuries, it seemed like it just snowballed on him, kept injury after injury after injury. And so to have that much depth is going to be good. It's going to be big for this squad this year. Now they'll give it to Abrams. He's got a big hold to the left side. Sylvan Hills tried to close it, but I think it's going to be enough for a first down. He's right at the 33-yard line, which is what he needed, and it is a first down for the Senators.
That was a good run by Abrams, and, he had that good run a few plays before, and sometimes when it comes to running backs, it seems like when they get one good run, next thing you know, they're going to just keep popping them off. They just get the feel of things.
It's getting that hot hand, and they actually did not give him the first down. They're going to say it's third down and inches here. And so third down, they'll stick with Knowlton and Abrams in the backfield, along with Murphy. And this is one of those moments where you wonder if you don't see Murphy just go run up to the line, get under center, and fall forward. And so, no, instead they're going to give it up the middle. Knowlton, left side, bounces off his man, makes a man miss across the 30, 25, stumbles down to the 20-yard line. And that'll be enough for a Senator first down as they're going to spot him at the 21.
We're seeing a lot of changing of directions. It seems like these backs are running real patient and getting behind their blockers, and even if they have to cut all the way across the field, that's what they're going to do, and they're getting yards out of it.
Well, and one of the big pieces here, too, is going to be, what we're not going to see much of in this one is the running ability of Murphy. We've seen it a little bit, but once they let him loose as well, you talk about the misdirection is going to be a lot of problems for teams across the 5A this year. Hooten has picked this team to win the 5A Central. It is a very good Central. Now Murphy going to throw to the right side, hits Abrams. Nice catch inside the 15. Flag on the play as Abrams shuffs off a couple of guys down to the 10.
That probably is going to be a holding if I was going to guess.
As I say, at the moment it's a first down, but I don't think it's going to hold. Pun intended. Nope, we're going to get a block in the back on Robinson. So either way, it'll back him up. Wrong place, man. Wrong place.
Speaking of depth, though, I wouldn't be surprised getting into the third, maybe late into the fourth quarter, if we don't see some of these backups get out there, get some experience for the guys farther down the roster, because the more experience you have throughout that depth chart, the better off your team's going to be, because it's hard to avoid injuries, and those are just things that will happen.
Oh, yeah. Well, and to that point, the format is a normal game, but we'll play 3 quarters of varsity, and then our fourth quarter we'll see the JV out there. So I would assume you won't see much in the way of starters by the second half. They'll probably let the third quarter be a lot of the guys that are further down that depth chart. So first down and long here. Murphy, screen pass. Abrams, big hit. Big hit by the Bears in the hole.
That was number 24.
That is Malachi Summons. Summons, that's a sophomore? That is a very big young man for a sophomore.
That was an impressive hit right there.
Goodness gracious.
And it was a clean hit, too, and those are the type of hits you like to see. Nobody is injured, but it's a pretty big hit.
So I don't have a size on this depth chart that I got from, or on this roster that I got from Sylvan Hills, but that is one large linebacker in Summons. He is a big kid. I mean,
I'm not sure if you noticed. So there is a size. That's what the M's are. That stands for medium.
I mean, the height. I need some.
That's shirt size. That gives you an idea,
okay, so
a rough idea.
Let's see. Yeah, Summons wears an XL, so I'm going to say he's every bit of 6'2" out there right now. Just looking at him, he's got to be.
I didn't get that.
Now my watch is talking to me. So 3rd down and 16 here for the Senators. As Murphy with Abrams in the backfield with him.
They were driving pretty well, and then they got bit by that penalty bug.
Murphy throws it right side, caught. This one to the right. Jones makes a man miss across the 15, lost the ball out of bounds as Caleb Jones may have got the first down. He's going to be right at the sticks. And we'll see what the spot is after he fumbled the ball out of bounds. I'm going to take him. I'm going to call him down at the 11. That should be a first down. And it is.
They're going to give it to him. Similar problem for the Sylvan Hills defenses. That was something that we saw a lot last year. We're giving up first downs on 3rd and longs.
You know, we saw that a lot at Maumelle last year too. So it'll be interesting to see. That seems to be an issue. Some of these teams kind of let down a little bit. Now they'll fake it, roll to the right. Murphy going to throw it. Nice. Oh, nearly picked, tipped in the air, and diving attempt, but incomplete. And Murphy kicking himself for throwing that one.
Oh, my goodness. You know he's got to be kicking him. Murphy's kicking himself for throwing it, and Malachi Summons is kicking himself for not catching it. He was staring right into the sun, but I hate to say the old saying that everybody throws around, but there's a reason you play on defense. But
that one he let get right to his chest. It bounced right off his chest, his face mask, right up in the air. 3 guys had a shot at it, and thankfully, if you're a Senator fan, it fell to the ground harmlessly. So now Abrams in the backfield. Motion man is Jones. They'll fake it to him. Abrams up the middle with it. Abrams, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Give him 6 as Abrams scores on the rushing touchdown for the Senators. And Robinson leads this one 13-0.
You know, as a defense, when you're on the field for that long, it's hard to bow up your neck and get a stop after being on the field for that long. They looked a little tired, and just like that, the Senators are going to go up 13-0.
Well, and great play design there as they faked it outside and went inside with it to Abrams. So great job there. And now the extra point by Tate is up and good. So the freshman Tate 2 for 2 on his extra points. And the Senators now lead this one 14-0 with 7:47 to go in the first half.
You know, I always found it a little funny is whenever it's a scrimmage, a non-official game, that the officials wear shorts. I always found that a little funny, and it's like casual Friday for them.
They take it a little easier on these games. I mean, I can't blame them. It's hot.
Oh, it is. It's hot, and you know, this might be one of the nicest days in August I've seen in a long time. It's today and tomorrow are supposed to be 2 decent days, and then we're going to be right back in the dog days of 95 plus. But so
yeah, you gotta love this time of year. I think it was Sunday. I decided to take the youngest to the pool for the last time this summer, and get him. Try to wear him out good before we had to start school on Monday. And we went to one of the local pools, and we were only there for about 2 hours, and come back. And it was hot. Obviously, we get back. Poor kid is just wiped, more wiped than I've ever seen him. And I pull up later that night on Twitter and see a graphic that showed it was 127-degree heat index. I was like, okay, I guess I know why the poor kid was so tired. So no return here once again, and it'll be Sylvan Hills football from the 20-yard line.
So that's Rivera and Billings back there to return those kicks. Interesting, not seeing Cleo Penn back there.
Yeah, and, I've not gotten a chance. Neither one of us really have gotten a chance to spend a whole lot of time at practice. We're going to try to get down there and see some practice with Coach Houle, but, not sure if Penn is injured to start the year, if there's something else going on. He is on the roster, and Rainey's another guy that I'm surprised we haven't seen out there doing anything either, as Josiah Rainey, a speedster, can absolutely fly. So a young man that I know they're going to want to try to integrate in there somehow. And now, a lot of trouble in the backfield. Ducks under a tackler. Makes another man miss across the 30. And I believe is that Billings?
That was Billings.
Okay.
That was Billings.
So a very creative run. He had to run about 25 to get 2. But you see the potential of Billings there, as he was extremely hard to bring to the ground on that play. Your Sylvan Hills here. The hard part is obviously you want to stay vanilla. And you don't want to show too much, especially now that we got all these broadcasts that every coach in the state can go back and say, well, that's what they're going to do this year. So they're going to want to try to keep it extra vanilla. And so we'll see if we'll see what they can do here to try to close this gap. Now they'll throw to the right. Nobody there. Is Hampton a little too jumpy on that one.
Still a lot of time on the clock before halftime. For the Bears to maybe try to get some points on the board. That's definitely something you want to see out of your offense if you're Coach Houle, is at least get some points on the board, give you this offense some confidence leading into the start of the season.
A reminder, too, I know we've talked about sponsorships on the Robinson Sports Network. We've got the same options available on the Sylvan Hills Sports Network as well. And so you need to make sure you inquire with us if you want more information. And now we're going to have a penalty flag thrown. I think they're going to get an offsides here. An interesting play is it's Knowlton covering the slot man. He stepped over the line of scrimmage there, so that'll be enough for a first down, right? No. Well, I'm sorry. That'll make it 3rd down and 3. I looked up too soon. So 3rd and 3 here. And they'll shift everybody to the right side. So now a little, maybe some confusion here for Sylvan Hills. As now Hampton gets the snap. Nope, lost it. Got to chase it down. He'll pick it up. Now rolling to his right, looking, and he'll just toss this one away out of bounds, and that'll bring up a 4th down. That play was doomed from the beginning.
I think the Senators were trying to send a little bit of a blitz the Bears' way, and Hampton, maybe he had his eyes into the second level of the defense, looking at some blitzing linebackers, and the ball just hit him right in the hands, and he dropped it. Unfortunate for the Bears. And
it's possible, Jake, that he had his eyes on big number 76, who was bearing down on him, Mr. Nick Billups. Mr. Billups is a senior, 5'10", 360 pounds. I'd get rid of the football, too. So 7:25 to go here in the half. Sylvan Hills going to punt this one away. Looks like Coleman. And he'll be the one to chase it down as Coleman makes the over-the-shoulder catch. That was Coleman and Jones were the return men. So Jacob Coleman caught it at the 28-yard line, and that is where Robinson will start this possession. So Robinson, the last 2 possessions have resulted in scores. Oh, here we're going to make some room here. The man, the myth. You can get in the middle there if you can. Oop. All right, so Abrams will be in the backfield this time for the Senators along with Quentin Murphy. And joining us now, head coach of the Maumelle Hornets, Brian Moppin. Some folks around here may know this man as Abrams makes a catch. Abrams breaking a couple of tackles across the 40, dragging Bears 45 all the way out to the 49-yard line. What a play there by Nick Abrams, and Abrams is starting to take over. You know, Jake, you were talking about the hot hand. Abrams suddenly become the hot hand. We got a yellow flag on the field as well. All right, Coach Moppin, how you doing?
I'm all right, man. I'm all right.
Man, I appreciate you coming up and joining us. And here at the old home, but I'm sure you're doing a little scouting. And you got one squad you're going to see here in about a week, and you got another squad you're going to see in about a couple months. So, I got to come check out you guys, right?
Always good to be back in Charlie George, man. Always good to be back.
Yes, sir. It's a fun one. Obviously, some vanilla football out there. We're getting to see some of these athletes really put it together. And, Sylvan Hills, just to your point, is I know you're getting ready for that matchup next week, and they bring a little different philosophy to the field this year for you, and probably maybe some new issues to have to worry about after winning that game last year.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, obviously a lot of new at Sylvan Hills. I mean, a lot of new at Robinson, replacing 35 seniors at the 5A. 4A level is something that's almost unheard of. So a lot of new on the field. Nothing out of the ordinary. Coaches want to go base stuff and just see who can play ball on nights like tonight.
Now, we'll talk about Robinson first. We're on the Robinson Sports Network. They don't want to hear us talk about Maumelle. They'll be like, every time I come over here in a Maumelle hat, Escola kicks me off campus, has me escorted away. So
go Hornets.
There you go. But I know you got a special place in your heart for this Senator program, and a lot of success over here. Talk about your time over here with these guys.
Yeah, I mean, most definitely. I mean, really, you think about a guy who moved here in 2000 from Chicago and been a Senator ever since until – a year and a half ago, and so really, really thankful and appreciative for all the people. I mean, head coach Escola taught me when I was in high school. His dad was my coach when I was in high school. I mean, a lot of the teachers I worked with over here taught me, and we got a turnover on the field for the Bears.
Looked like Abrams just didn't get the handoff from Quentin, and the Bears fell right on top of it.
I'll be honest, I'm really glad to see Nick Abrams back out there. He took last season off, killed the gym, and came back a new man, and I love that boy, and I'm just glad to see him back on the football field for him.
Yeah, he's been impressive here early on. A couple of big plays. He had the big catch, got called back obviously because of the hold, but he had a touchdown earlier. Escola was telling me in pregame. He said, we talked about last year. You had Noah Freeman in the backfield. Tank Reese came along as well, but then all the injuries caught up with him. He said, man, I got 4 guys in the backfield that I feel as good as bad as I felt as Noah Freeman last year.
Yeah, I mean, for my money, outside of Crutchfield, I thought, obviously I love my guys at Maumelle, and I thought we had some really special players, but I thought the best offensive and defensive player in the conference was at Robinson and Ashton Williams and Noah Freeman.
Yeah.
And so, here's the thing. It's a lot of opportunity. When you lose guys, we lost a lot of seniors this year, and what we've been telling our guys is that's just a lot of opportunity. We'll never forget the impact and the stuff that Weston Pierce and seniors and James Whitley and Matthew McGarr and those guys brought to the team and to the program. But when you lose seniors, it just creates a lot of opportunity. And I know Coach Escola is excited for an influx of opportunity, because sometimes when you got winning tradition in a heavy senior class, those younger classmen can get bogged down because it's kind of like, well, what's the point? I'm not going to play over these D1 guys that have been here for 3 years, and we're going to win whether I'm here or not. But, the future is inevitable. And so at some point that opportunity comes knocking. And so, for me, a lot of these kids, I taught them in elementary, so it's good to see them getting their shot.
Well, when you talk about just the future and what you got, and the future is extremely bright across all PCSSD. There is a lot of really, really good athletes across the 4 schools. So we're excited to be able to highlight those young men this year. And a handoff to the right side here, going to be picked up and thrown down. And, Jake, I didn't see a number on that. Who that was?
It was 28.
Okay, so back to Sean Thomas. Thomas and Sherman have been mixing duty back there in the backfield. So, Coach, I'll let you talk about your team a little bit as we look ahead, and we're going to get some time out of practice, but obviously regular season, ready to rock and roll. I know you guys got a benefit game. You're going to go on the road to Marion on Friday as this ball bobbled around in the backfield. Good job there by 21, as that's Malachi Sherwin who was able to pick it up. But, again, big number 76 was in on that one as well. But back to your squad. Talk about your team. How's things been going through fall so far?
Oh, man, I think it's been great. We've got some really good coaches in place, and the youth movement is real, man. We got a lot of young guys out there making plays. I think we got 40 on the 9th grade team right now. We only have a handful of seniors this year. But they're quality young men, and then really it's just about these young guys stepping up and making plays. Last week we got really physical with ourselves. We did some good on good every day, And I think we're kind of sick of banging our heads against each other. We're kind of ready to see another colored jersey out there. So I know the guys are excited. Heck, half the team's here with me tonight just because we're hungry for some football. So we're just excited. And, Marion's a long drive for a scrimmage game. Incomplete. Marion's a long drive for a scrimmage game, but Coach Clark, Coach Tribble, they do a really good job up there. Quality opponent, a lot of athletes. I can't think of a better way to test ourselves and start the season than to get a good test from a strong 6A program that's been to multiple semifinals in the recent past.
Obviously early in the year, but what's something that you really hope to learn from your team from a game like that, in a trip like that?
Right now I really think we've got some very good quality depth up front on the O-line and D-line, and it's a highly competitive game. We got, we started 4 sophomores last year on the O-line, and those guys are no shoo-ins right now. We got young guys and other guys pushing them like crazy. And so for me and Coach Kennedy and Coach Jack, we're just really trying to see who's going to kind of rise to the top, and see who really wants to be that mauler in the trenches that's going to get it done. And, man, I can't think of a better front than that Marion front to kind of figure out who's got some lead in their pants.
Well, you're going to learn, obviously, and we know just how good the trenches can be at Maumelle. Obviously, young men like Andrew Chambly, Nico Davier showing out at the next level, and there's some good ones with some size coming through there right now. I know that got some large specimen of human beings on that line of scrimmage. They're going to help you out quite a bit this year. And obviously, we go into post-Weston Pierce and how to replace Weston and the production he brought you as a senior and throughout his career as a Maumelle Hornet. What are you looking at quarterback?
I think it can't be understated what Weston did for us as a glue guy to kind of bridge the gap. Me and Coach Bertram leaned on him a lot. It makes us sick that we only got 1 year with him, but, man, really can't speak enough great things about that young man. But we're really excited about Andrew Bajork. He led the junior high team to a co-conference championship. He was the best player on the field most Thursday nights, and he's really had a phenomenal summer. 7-on-7 really isn't his deal, and he lit it up at the Conway 7-on-7. We finished second, and he lit it up at the Sonic Air Raid. We finished fourth, and that's really not going to be his game. And for him to have that kind of level of success, flag on the play, holding anyways.
Mm-hmm.
That was very encouraging. Me and Coach Bertram think he's ahead of schedule. He's got another really good young quarterback, Levi Warrior, pushing him behind him that'll lead our 9th grade team this year. And, we're just really excited about the future of that position. Really just can't wait to get guys in there that can get under Coach Bertram's wing for years and years and years and really see what kind of mentoring and coaching he can provide for those young men.
Now, I know you love the defensive side of the ball. That's where the money can be made, so say. So what can we look at? What can we expect to see from your defense this year?
Man, so we are blessed enough to bring in Coach Kenyon Jackson as our D-line coach, and he comes to us from the Miami Dolphins and the Houston Texans. It's where he spent the last 3 years coaching D-line at the NFL level. And ever since he stepped foot on the practice field, the energy and the just dominance up front has been outstanding. He's making Coach Kennedy earn his check every day at practice on the O-line. And really, I just think the mantra of this defense is going to be really fast, really physical, really athletic and mean, and they're going to just get after people, and I love it.
Now, I know you were talking there. Maybe you weren't watching, but how do you control a guy like Malachi Summons? That is a big young man down there at linebacker for this squad. He just keeps making plays. That is a big young man down there on the field.
Yeah, you gotta. I tell the guys all the time. At some point on Friday nights, you got to find that guy that's just different than everybody else, and you got to find a way as a coach to try to neutralize that as much as you can. You don't want game wreckers to wreck your game, and so for us, it's our job to scheme that up, whether that's getting a double team to him, whether that's checking things backside to kind of nullify his impact on the game. But for us, that's our job is to put our kids in the best position, maybe when they don't have the talent advantage over somebody, to give them some advantage still because of the way we're scheming it up.
So now I saw something early in the year, I guess more before we got into summer, and I apologize that I haven't gotten out there yet. But a young man that we all know from the basketball side of things, Jordan Harris, that was playing a little bit out at wide receivers. He going to make any impact over there?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's ready to put the whole state on notice, man. I mean, just a high-quality young man. Spent the summer focusing on basketball and making sure he's putting himself in the best position to make that impact that he can. He's back with us today, and he's at the game tonight, and he rode with me, and I just can't say enough good things about him and his brother Jalen, and just the impact they're going to have on this team. I mean, I think people are really going to be amazed when they see the impact he's able to have on a Friday night.
Well, first off, people are going to be amazed when they watch those two young men just step on a football field.
100%.
Those aren't coaches.
100%.
I mean, Jalen's the little brother.
Oh, yeah, they're going to wonder if it's an alumni game,
Exactly.
you know? Like, how many years did those kids graduate?
No
They're
doubt.
10th graders.
Yeah, and I got to think that Shook can't be too upset if you put a little extra poundage on Harris and get him ready for basketball season.
Shook's the best, man. He's going to size them fingers a couple times here in the next couple seasons. So he's sitting on house money. So we're all just eating at Shook's table, man.
Looking forward to that rivalry game against Sylvan Hills. I know last year it was a pretty close game. It was real tight all the way up until the end. Can we expect another tight game, something super exciting to get the season started?
I sure hope not. I told Jay, if JJ's cool with it, man, we'll just go 35 and go home. No, I love Coach Hill, man. We worked together at North Little Rock a long, long time ago, and I think Coach Hill is the right man for the job. He's going to kill it. I'm sure it'll be battles. We just signed another 2-year extension with them to play week 0 for the next cycle, and so we're looking forward to continuing the tradition. At Maumelle, we're trying to go for the PCSSD sweep, and you can't do that if you don't beat Sylvan Hills.
That's right.
Really, I just like matching up with good young coaches, with quality teams and good competition. That's what Friday night's all about, man.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't trying to play no cupcakes out there at Maumelle, man. We're trying to play good teams, put on a good show for the fans, and really test these kids to see what they're made of and make men of these young men. And you can't do that without some trials and tribulations.
So I know there was a story right before you came to Maumelle. We were looking for a new vehicle because you'd put like 100 bazillion miles on the other one. Man. So I'm assuming we found him one, right? Or you still driving it?
Yeah, God bless my grandma, man. She passed away right after I took the job, and she left me her Nissan Altima. And she lived in downtown Chicago her whole life, and she left me this Nissan Altima, 2000 Altima. She's the original owner. And it had 30,000 miles on it when she left it to me. So she might have drove to the pharmacy and back for about 10 years. I think I've already put 30,000 on it in the past year. I took it to my good friend Mike Jones, the mechanic out there at Joe's Garage on Crystal Hill. Y'all check him out, best mechanics in the city.
There we go.
And free promo.
Free promo, but we know who we're calling for a sponsorship.
I took it to him, and he was like, Mop, I'm going to be honest with you, man. This car's going to rust out before this engine ever dies.
Nice.
And so God bless my grandma, man. She set me up. It's not the most luxury ride in the world. I went and got a sound system and a flat screen put in it. So we ride in style. I asked the kids, so I saw we took pictures with Nick Wanger today, and I saw the Mills kids had a Lambo out. I offered the kids to take pictures in my Altima. Nobody took me up on my offer, I don't know why they didn't. I asked them. I told them I'd give it a good shine. I'd even get that old dent out the back fender, but nobody was interested. No takers on the Altima. So anybody looking to give away a good car, man, there's no coach at Maumelle that needs one.
Yeah, and look, the miles are real. The miles are real. This man puts them on it every single summer, all through the year. I tell you, I said it from the beginning, from the day you were hired. Your passion for these young men is just something different. It's amazing to watch and see, and we're happy and proud to have you at Maumelle. Murphy going to try to get to the right side here. Oh, look at Murphy bowling folks over to convert the 4th down. And I don't know if there's too many better in the sophomore class in this state. That young man can absolutely ball at the quarterback position. He's been fun to watch so far.
I love me some Quentin, man.
Yes.
I wanted to give a quick shout-out to the late Ryan Mallett. I didn't know if you had anything – any words? I know you guys exchanged words, I'm sure, on the football field last year, but I just wondered if maybe you had a story about Ryan. If you knew him, I didn't really know how well you knew him.
Yeah, so my best friend, Roger Green, played running back during Ryan's time at Arkansas, so I knew him when we were all students, and we're in the same graduating class, and so we me and Broderick used to trade off spring break. So when we were on spring break at Harding, I'd go up there for the week, and when he was on spring break at Fayetteville, he'd come down to Searcy for the week. Not the same trade, but we did it. And so we'd hang out with Mallett and the boys, and then obviously, you know, he had applied at the Maumelle job, and when he was at Mountain Home, and we had talked quite a bit about jobs opening up and things like that. And then when he got the Whitehall job, I was one of the first people to reach out and congratulate him and talk to him. And then obviously I was the 5A Central chairperson this past year, and so just really communicating with all the coaches in the conference. You build that bond even more and more. And man, I was at the Fearless Friday golf tournament when I got the call, and man, it was tough to finish that day, man. It was a real somber day, and so for me, it's just a constant reminder, you know, and to be honest, I mean, here on the Robinson Network, we lost one of my really good friends, Officer Montgomery, yesterday. You know, Alex Collins passed, and you just think about it, man. You're reminded of our mortality so often, man. And I try to use it as an opportunity to love my wife, love my kids, and love my players in a way that I don't feel any regret. You know, I've had the unprivileged privilege of speaking at a number of my former players at Robinson's funeral in the past couple of years, and it just breaks your heart, man, when any young person passes. And Ryan was no different, man. He's a good dude, and he was really trying to make a difference and an impact in young people's lives down there. I talked to Coach Vincent, the DC down there often, and I just tell him I'm praying for him. I told him I'm an honorary Bulldog fan this season every week except week 2. So, you know, I hate that we only got to do one battle, but I'm going to miss my boy Mallett, man. He's a good dude, and you know, just a reminder, man. Hug your babies, hug your wives, man. Tell them you love them. Don't hide those emotions, because you can't get them back when it's gone.
Yeah, and it's a great point, and we would be remiss if we didn't mention Officer Montgomery's passing yesterday. It's such a sad situation, and a reminder to just, and this is the PSA for the day, please be careful. Just pay attention. You know, obviously this is a unique situation. I was talking to my wife about it last night, and I said if there was a school in the entire district that I could see it, it would be here, unfortunately, because of Highway 10 and just the dynamics of going across the street there. But you got to pay attention. There's no excuse for it. And you know, I thought the district did a good job with their statement yesterday, and it's going to be a hard one to move through. I'd met Montgomery a couple of times, you know, at basketball games and different things, and so just a horrible situation that could have been avoided. And you just you said you pray for the family and just support them the best we can.
Most definitely, man. That was my guy, man. You could always count on a fist bump and how's the team looking, and even when I left and went to Maumelle, man, he never shook up on me. He never changed on me, man. He was always super interested and invested, and you know, hugged up on my kids when he saw them at elementary school, and just a good dude, man. I think about Officer Edwards and Farrell and all the other guys in security in the district that are hurting right now, man. We're all hurting with them.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Coach, we appreciate you coming up and joining us, man. We look forward to next week, week 0, at get these folks at our place and get this 2023 campaign underway the right way with hopefully a W.
Most definitely, man. Appreciate y'all having me. Like I said, always a pleasure to be in Charlie George. Great place, and go Hornets, make history.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, head coach of the Maumelle Hornets, Coach Brian Moppin. We appreciate him joining us, and we'll see him next week. And this ball going to be intercepted by the Bears as we turn back to football action down at the 20-yard line. As I missed the actual play. I think Murphy just kind of threw it up. It's a miscommunication as he comes off the field. And so now they'll turn this one back over to the Bears. And got to have a nice little conversation with Coach Mop. And, you know, we're blessed to have B-Mop over at Maumelle right now. He's such a personable guy, charismatic guy, and one of the big things, I think he learned a lot from being over here with Coach Escola and how to get these kids to the next level. Obviously, a lot of really good ones have come through here. Zach Williams, a guy that he coached, Marion Harris, another guy that's up at Arkansas right now, and that's just the number of guys that are at Arkansas. There's guys all over the country out of Robinson, and that man right there, Coach Moppin, had a big piece to putting them there, and so we're excited to have him out at Maumelle for year 2.
That's actually my first chance of meeting Coach Moppin, and he seems like a very genuine guy, and I'm very happy I got to finally meet him.
Ooh, big hit in the hole there, as that was 11. That's number 11, Caleb Doucette. And Doucette really laid the helmet to the running back there for Sylvan Hills.
So with under 2 minutes here, said it's second down, and it's going to be interesting to see what Coach Houle decides to do, see if they want to try to make a strike, try to get down the field in a hurry. I'm not sure what we'll see here.
Yeah, and curious to see what the plan will be in the second half when they come out after halftime, because obviously this could be your last chance with your starters. As Hampton gets the snap, looking right still, now tries to take off, and oh, what a play in the backfield. Is that 15? I think that's Corey Crusterson. If it is, that's the sophomore Crusterson who came into the backfield and gets the sack on Hampton. That's a huge play.
That was
not 15.
It was number 10 and 56 that were both back there. I'm not sure who ended up making the final tackle.
Yeah, I was wrong. It wasn't Crusterson. I couldn't tell. I thought it was a 10. Maybe it was. Yeah, I couldn't tell who that was. I thought it was a 15. Yeah, kind of hard to see from our vantage point at times. We're under a minute, 40 seconds to go here in the first half. Senators lead this one 14-0.
You know, Hampton, he took the sack right there. That's probably the right decision, though, because everybody was covered up down the field.
They'll hand it to the first man through and trying to break tackles but can't get away. And, again, this Robinson defense stands up tall. Now timeout Robinson with 25 seconds to go. It's fourth down, and they want to try to get one more shot on offense here.
That's their last timeout of this first half. So, and it seems looks like a cramp down there. The heat's finally getting to them, and you usually see those for the first 2 or 3 games of the year. You'll see a lot of those, I feel like.
Yeah, you will. And, Coach Escola and I, we talked about that in pregame as well, and that was a concern last year. I don't know if – obviously, Senator fans, if you watched the game at PA last year, it was a game that Robinson really played pretty well for about a quarter and a half. But then all of a sudden, the cramps caught up to him, and guys just started dropping like flies. And suddenly, next thing you know, PA rolls off like 30 points. And so, yeah, that's something they're going to want to work on. That was number 21. That's Tank Reese. And, Reese is a young man that's got a very, very, very special future ahead of him. And got to hope that he can stay healthy. He was banged up a lot last year. And obviously this is just a cramp situation as he comes off the field. But they're going to have to work on that. That was an issue last year early. And to your point, it's going to be an issue for a lot of teams. But it was a noticeable issue last year where PA really didn't have any issues with it, but Robinson struggled the entire evening with it. And so it's going to be interesting to see how that works out this time.
Pedialyte, bananas, and water. That's about all you can do.
So punt team on here as Coleman, as well as I believe Hayes, back to be the return men. They will not return it, but put it on the kick here. Robinson could have great field position here for maybe 1 or 2 shots at the end zone. I believe Escola, one thing about Quentin Murphy is sometimes it takes him a quarter or two to really find his touch on some of those deep balls. He's missed a couple of them here on that last possession. And, that snap goes over the head of the punter and out of the back of the end zone. But since it's dead, it doesn't matter. So he gets to take a leisurely stroll and punt it. And this one going to go over the head. And, it takes a heck of a Sylvan Hills bounce. And our white hat fields it at the 40. Well, that ball would have rolled to the 30 at least. And the officials, I think they're giving him a hard time because you're going to give Robinson an opportunity, a pretty good one here with 25 seconds to go in the half. Yeah, I mean.
Did they agree on like a possible maybe like 30-yard punt every single time no matter how far it goes? Is that something they agreed on?
They've been just spotting it where they catch it or where they feel or where they actually take possession of it. So
that's strange then.
I think he just wasn't thinking. He knew it was a dead play, and he's talking to the other official now. Like, oh, my bad.
Is there somebody taking action in the stands or something? I'm not really sure.
All right, so Robinson will come out from midfield. Murphy will have Knowlton with him in the backfield. Trips receivers to the near side. One receiver set to the far side. Murphy gets the snap. Going to throw out to Knowlton. Knowlton makes the catch, gets some feet ahead of him. Knowlton across the 45, going to be thrown down at the 44-yard line. And they're going to hustle to the ball. No timeout yet. I'm surprised we still haven't had a timeout called. Actually, they spotted this all the way up at the 41-yard line. 8 seconds. And now they got to respot it, and they're going to have to call a timeout. They're not going to get another playoff. Oh, they don't.
Yeah,
no
they're out of timeouts.
Now they'll snap it. Murphy drops back, going to roll to his right. Murphy got to roll, but now he just throws it away. and that'll do it for the first half of play. So probably not the way they wanted them to end the first half, but that'll do it as Escola points towards the locker room, and our teams will make their way to the locker rooms for the break, with your Robinson Senators leading this one 14-0. Join us right back here on the Robinson Sports Network, brought to you by Natural State Sports, for our second half. All right, welcome back, Senator fans and Sylvan Hills Bears fans, as I know we've got a good chunk of Bear fans watching the stream here tonight as well. This is Steve Henson along with Jake Hall, and we are set and ready for our second half of play. 12 minutes on the clock. Senators lead at 14-0. They're going to get the ball to start the second half. And, Jake, I think, well, we'll see. I don't know what the plan's going to be starter-wise here, if they're going to try to run their starters through a whole other quarter. But you got to believe that Coach Houle and Sylvan Hills will. If it were me, I'll put it the non-coach over here. If it were me, I'd probably roll my starters out there again, because the number one thing this offense is going to need is to build some consistency and some rapport with each other. And you just didn't see it a whole lot in that first quarter or that first half. And so another opportunity here, at least for the third quarter, to try to kind of work that in here in the second half.
Last year, that was their biggest struggle, was on the offensive side of the ball. So I would also agree that I'd like to see that offense roll out there one more time, or at least some more in this quarter, and maybe see if they can't get some points on the board.
Kickoff here is going to be kicked and fielded at the 10. And so Robinson will start this possession from the 20. Nope, they're going to move it to the 30-yard line.
So both teams were in the end zones during halftime, having a conversation with their separate teams, and I couldn't really see what Robinson was doing over there, but Sylvan Hills, they had broken into each position group and talking it over, and I'd imagine that maybe chatting up with the offensive line there to maybe try to get a little bit better pass protection for Hampton, because while he was back there behind the offensive line, he was struggling to have time back there.
Goodness gracious. So I don't know where they just found this kid from, but number 78 for Robinson.
Oh, I was
Ryan
looking at him
Nolan,
earlier.
6'6", 350.
I was looking at him earlier on in the ball game, and I was wondering who he was.
Wow. And now a bad snap goes on the ground, and I think Sylvan Hills has got it.
I think they do.
And they do, and Murphy might be hurt. Murphy tried to stick his hand down in there and grab it. Murphy's back at the 15-yard line, clinching that throwing hand, and that will be a development to watch as the center for the Senators snapped that. Murphy wasn't ready for it, bounced right off his chest, and now he goes immediately to the trainer. We're going to keep an eye on this. And we got to hope that Quentin Murphy's okay after that. What happened was he stuck his hand down in there trying to grab that fumbled ball and got it rolled up on and immediately pulled it out of there like he'd stuck it in a bear trap, and he did.
Hopefully it's just a stinger. You know, you hate to see anybody go down with an injury in a benefit game like this before the season really gets underway, and especially a guy like Murphy, because he is just he's been pretty fun to watch so far here in this ball game.
Okay, that was some new speed in the backfield. Was that Cleo Penn? You know, Penn dropped that. I don't know if you saw that. He dropped that interception in the first half. It was the only time we'd seen him on the field. No, that was Buchanan. A much more shifty back than the two we've seen in there early, Cabrian Buchanan. So now they're going to hand it off again. And, in the backfield is big number 76, Nick Billups. Whew.
When he gets a hold of somebody, I don't think you're going to get away. He's got a massive set of paws on him.
No, and we go back to the shirt sizes on this roster. Buchanan wears a medium. Yeah. I don't like his chances against Billups.
You know, they have a lot of young guys on the offensive side of the ball, especially in the backfield. So this season could be a pretty decent learning curve for everybody in the backfield for the Bears.
So the Bears now ready. 3rd down and 10. I'll get the snap. Hampton got to step up in the pocket. Big pressure. Jumps. Throws it up over them. Oh, and he had a man. Just couldn't quite get it to him.
He was instantly in the backfield getting pressured. Didn't really have a lot of time to throw it. And still managed to get a decent ball away. The receiver just couldn't get under it, though. I think he might have slowed up in his route, and he should have just kept on trucking, and he might have been able to get under that one. But
yeah, he was bracketed in the coverage. But, and this may be something, obviously a lot of vanilla, but it's maybe something you see a lot more over the season, Jake, is getting Hampton outside the pocket, moving him around a little bit, because right now this offensive line is really struggling to protect him. So 4th down and 9. As Hampton looking to get the snap. He'll get the shotgun snap up over his head, controls it, rolls to his right. Hampton may take off, and he will. And he's going to be tripped up and a big hit at the 20-yard line. And he'll be short of the first down. It'll be a turnover on down back to the Senators. Senators had a player get up slowly. I believe that's 5.
It's number 6. Darnell Clark.
Clark, he's all right as him and Coleman are coming off the field. Coleman, I think he's trying to get the attention of a trainer to take a look at him, and he'll get off the field.
Well, it goes without saying, even if you want to pass the ball, the running game has to be working as well. Mm-hmm. You can't really have one without the other, and especially with what the Bears look, from what it looks like they're trying to get done, you need to be able to run the ball as well. And it hasn't really been working out for him.
So an update, Quentin Murphy is still in at quarterback, so the hand obviously not a big deal. They do hand this one off. We got a penalty in the backfield, though, probably going to be a hold, and it is.
He tried to pick up the flag right there and hand it back to the official. You're not supposed to do that. He dropped it real fast. He's like, oh.
Yeah, so 78 is who they're working into that tackle position. Boy, 6'6", 350, and it seems they know how to grow them pretty big over here at Robinson. I mean, you remember a guy like Marion Harris, and then we talk about a guy like, Jalen Harris was over here before going over to Maumelle. Jalen Harris is another 300-plus pound guy as well. So, I mean, this is they produce some very large young men over here in West Little Rock. So now 1st and 20 is Murphy. Got a motion man coming from his left side across the formation. He looks that way. Now he wants to throw, pump fakes, steps up into the pocket. He's in trouble. Murphy, pocket collapses, and he'll go down. A sack there by the Bears. 44 on that sack. It is A.J. Diaz.
So far in this game, if there's one positive that Coach Houle can take away from what we've seen, their defense has been playing pretty well. About every other drive. They've let a few drives get away from them, but they've been getting forcing turnovers and getting in the backfield. So the Bears' defense has looked pretty decent so far here tonight.
Well, and really it's just been 2 big plays for Robinson. You had the wheel route touchdown pass, and then you had the big run up the middle, which the misdirection got the Bears. But you're right, it's been a good defensive job. And now big carry here for Tank Reese as Reese is out to the 18-yard line. First time we've seen Reese carry the ball.
That was a big game, but it's still going to result in a 3rd down.
Yeah, 3rd and a long way, too. 3rd down and about 11, maybe 12 still.
I'm not sure. You see, if you see that officer down there, have you seen the sign on his back?
I have not.
He's got a sign on his back that says, "Get loud or get arrested."
I love that. This place will get loud, and I promise you Charlie George will be rocking next week from Friday night. Now Murphy hands it up the middle again. Tank Reese spins off a man, trying to make some guys miss. He is not going to be able to, and a great job there by the Bear defense to corral Tank Reese and drive him backwards for no gain. And actually, they may end up giving him forward progress out just across the 20, but either way, it's going to be 4th down. And Robinson's going to bring the punt team out.
That's a great example of gang tackling by the Bears, as we've already seen numerous times. These Senator backs are able to break some tackles and get pretty shifty. So the Bears are going to have to do a lot more of that if they want to bring these guys down, and they sure did it right there.
Well, to the point we made earlier about there being so many options in the backfield for Robinson, we've seen Tank Reese carry it, we've seen Abrams carry it, we've seen Jones carried as well, and Knowlton as well. Yeah. So, and then Murphy's another option in the backfield. So, to your point, I feel like Sylvan Hills has got to feel good about how they're playing defensively in this ball game. And this punt, not a good kick, as it is going to bound backwards, a little knuckleball, and it'll roll inside the 40 all the way down to the 33-yard line, and that's where Sylvan Hills will get it. So, Sylvan Hills, another possession in the second half, and really good field position is. Their first drive after the turnover, they started inside the red zone. This time they're going to start out at the 34-yard line. So, by the way, I want to say thanks to our friends over at American Pie Pizza. They're great sponsors over on the Maumelle Sports Network, and they're going to be our touchdown sponsor this year. So I've got my work cut out for me. My buddy Trip Keeter last year. If you don't know Trip, you guys have got to tune in to our Mill Sports Network broadcast this year. He's going to be the play-by-play voice over there. But Tripp came in and started working with us a little bit during football season last year. But he coined the three-point term, the Pizookie, which if you're not familiar with what that is, it is an amazing dessert pizza at American Pie Pizza. It's a big old cookie with whipped cream and peanut butter and chocolate. It's amazing. Well, every time the Hornets would hit a three, it was called a Pizookie before the year was over. And now they've jumped on as our touchdown sponsor this year for football season. And so we're excited. We got to come up with a fun football name on the pizza side of things to help promote American Pie Pizza. And guess what? We want to do that for every single school. So right now we are looking for touchdown sponsors for Robinson as well as Sylvan Hills and Mills. So we would love to have your business as a sponsor and a partner with us. Again, we do give a very generous portion of our sponsorship dollars go back to the schools. And so you are directly supporting not only the stream, but you're supporting these young men and the schools that they attend as well. Yeah, that's going to be a penalty. And, boy, that was a dangerous play. Goodness gracious. I tell you, that was, I think, is that 53 who was in the backfield? C.J. Bryant, either 53 or 52. And he was nearly in position to actually just take that pitch and run it the other way. There was some confusion by Sylvan Hills prior to the snap. So it'll be a procedure penalty. It'll back them up 5. So second down and about 13.
This state is going to be producing a lot of great basketball talent here in the next a year or two coming up. I don't know too much about about the young guys on the football side of things in the state. I'm hoping that the pendulum swings a little bit back towards football as well, as there's a lot of basketball talent that the state continually produces year after year. I'd like to see a little bit more football talent as well.
Yeah, and I mean you're right. There is a lot of basketball talent in this state. But there's also a whole lot of football talent. I got an injured Bear down on the field right now after this play. He's in a lot of pain. But yeah, to your point, this is a state that obviously is producing some elite level talent. You look at a guy, obviously Courtney Crutchfield's the headliner right now at Pine Bluff. Can absolutely go. Wimberly out of Bauxite just committed to the University of Arkansas. Who's the young man? There's a young man in North Arkansas who's headed to. Oh boy, I'm gonna butcher it, so I don't even want to go that direction. But there's a lot of football talent in the state right now, and it's on its way. Some of the younger classes, the 24 class, not quite as loaded. Still a lot of good talent in it. But the 25 class, the 26 class, the 27 class, one of the things that I was talking to Scola about prior to this game, he was talking about just how good the junior high program is right now at Robinson, and they're going to be really, really good and hard to contend with as well.
Did you mention the guy from Bauxite? I'm pretty sure
Wimberly. Yeah,
Wimberly, is that what his name is? I've heard a lot about him. I haven't seen him play live, but I've heard a lot of good things.
So normally, and maybe I don't know. Hang on, let me try something. But for some reason, it's showing me that comments are off on our stream tonight. If that is the case, I do apologize. We will change that before next Friday. Hey, Will. You know why the comments would be turned off?
What account are you logged in on?
Robinson Sports Network.
Maybe because I've got the Robinson Sports Network up and they don't let 2 people comment.
I'll try and see. Switch over to this. Can you? Okay, I can't even see comments.
Really?
Yeah, it just says comments not available. Let me just try this one. Yeah, so I cannot tell who it is that's down currently, but and now up.
Oh no!
Is that 28?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's not good. That's running back Sean Thomas, who we've seen a lot of tonight, and he is not attempting to put any weight on what looks to be a left leg injury. I got to get my new contacts.
It's right leg.
Is it right? Okay. Couldn't tell which one he's hopping on, but they are very careful with him as they get him off the field, so we'll do our best to get an update on that injury. But that's a tough one there, as Thomas has been a bell cow so far here early in this one or throughout this game. Speaking of bells, the cowbells get going down on 3rd down. Hampton going to throw it deep, tosses it up, and Robinson's got a safety waiting back there, picked off. Going to be picked off right at the 4-yard line, coming back the other way across the 15, 20, 25, trying to break free, and he can't. Going to be taken down to the 30 is Jacob Coleman as he gets his first interception as a Robinson Senator. There's a lot of flags on the field. And
did you see what happened?
I was watching Coleman. What was it?
Number 4, Mike Hayes, just lit up.
Oh, man.
Lit up a Bear. And I believe they might call helmet-to-helmet contact because I'm talking about it was a rough hit.
Oh, the crowd reacted to it immediately. I was watching Coleman on the return. Oh, here it is. Oh, that's a blindside block for sure. So that's the play they're trying to get out of the game. I mean, obviously you want a guy to be able to impact and brace for a hit like that. But yeah, for those of us who have watched football for a long time, that was a thing of beauty.
Yeah.
That was one heck of a hit. But it will be. Now, the question is, to your point, will they try to – which now there is no ejection of a targeting penalty at this level. So the penalty will be on Hayes. Hayes is a hard hitter, junior defensive back.
I don't think there should be an ejection penalty for targeting at this level, especially without any instant replay or – because a lot of times it's an incidental contact type of situation, and unless it's just totally blatant that it was on purpose, it doesn't really make any sense for there to be any kind of ejection penalty, especially at this level.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. And I don't really like the ejection penalty, even at the lower levels. It's just, I think it's not anything you really need in the game unless it's just an egregious type penalty. I think you can take the ejection piece out of it altogether. So that play pretty well goes nowhere. It'll bring up a 2nd down and about 7 here. Scoreboard says 8. No, it says 7. They heard me and agreed, obviously. So now Murphy in the backfield. Murphy. I'm not sure. That ball's on the ground, going to be picked up by the running back. Oh, no, that's Murphy that picked it up. Across the 15, the 20, and that's not Murphy. That's number 18, Lennox Campos, who's coming at quarterback. And I'm not sure what just happened there, Jake.
I'm not sure either. The Senators are having a tough time holding on to the snap when it's coming back there, whether it's Murphy or Campos. We've seen them both drop the ball now, but luckily both of them have a good set of legs and have sometimes you see something like that happen where they turn it into a 1st down.
Now they'll hand this one up the middle. That's going to be number 15, Corey Crusterson, sophomore, who gets that handoff. 5'8", another one of the really good running backs. I remember hearing a lot about him on the freshman team last year. He's a young man that I think got a chance late in the season, and so excited for him and to get his opportunity this year. And he's down that list, and that's what Escola was talking about. There is a lot of depth in this running back room for the Senators. Now this one handed up the middle, going to be met at the 30. And
he was met right in the hole right there. That was number 31 for the Bears. That was number 31, Hayden Rollins. We saw Hayden Rollins make a few tackles last year, I believe.
Yeah, we're starting to see a lot of the backups, some guys that haven't played a whole lot. This is where, to your point earlier, Jake, this is where you start building that depth. Campos, he'll get the snap. He looks to his right. Quick throw, going to be picked off. Bears pick it off at the 33-yard line as that pass was telegraphed. And we'll wait and see if we can get the number on the young man that picked that one off for Sylvan Hills.
That was number 1. Number 1, Joseph Thompson.
Thompson gets a highlight here tonight as he gets the interception. And so, just like that, the Bears are going to take back over with 2:43 left here in the 3rd, down 14-0.
Let's see who the Bears trot out at quarterback. So they are going to stick with Hampton. out there on the field, see if this starting offense can't put some points on the board.
You know, I like it though. I like the fact that they're going to stick with him. Again, you've got to build some camaraderie here on your offense when you're trying to set up everything new. They're going to hand this one up the middle. Good push by the Bear offensive line this time, as they're going to get 8 out of this play. And that was the best run of the night, I think, for Sylvan Hills.
That was Buchanan again with a nice run. He seems pretty shifty and able to sneak around some guys. He looks like a shorter guy, and it might be a little hard to see him when those offensive linemen get standing up.
Is that 43 at the fullback position, I think, as well. And they're going to give it to the last man through. No, Hampton kept it. I think it was a busted play. Now Hampton runs around to his left side, 25, trying to get around a man, and he does. And they're going to get a kind of a cheap late hit here, but it is a late hit, as I think that's going to be on Michael King, who kind of brushed him on his way out of bounds. And so it's going to be, from there, it'll be half the distance to the goal after the first down run.
The Senators coaching staff is not happy with their player after that costly penalty that's going to put the Bears in a pretty good spot to score now.
Yeah, and I think the tough part about that play is you knew he was running out of bounds. You had the angle on him, and really probably a call that's not going to be called during a regular season game, I would think. But to the officials' credit here, you want to get this out of the way early, and you remind these guys, be smarter once you get off the field there. You see that white, pull your hands back, don't keep extending. That looked like a false start. They may get away with it. Trying to shift his way to the left side, and no gain on that play.
You were trying to figure out who that fullback was earlier on. And last year, that you had to know who the fullback was, because there was a good chance he might be running the ball.
If it's 43, it's Zayden Woodard, a sophomore.
It is 43.
So 1:20 to go here, and I believe this will be the last minute and a half we'll see of the varsity players. We'll see junior varsity for the final quarter of play. Snap, Hampton hands it away. Up the middle, nice push by the line, inside the 5, down to the 2-yard line. And so a good run there.
Buchanan
going to be I think he's going to be a half-yard shy. Our official keeps moving his way a little closer, but he's going to be just shy of a first down. Williams on the tackle.
He's got some speedy legs. When he gets those legs moving, next thing you know, he's 10 yards downfield. He's pretty quick.
And no hesitation either. And to credit this offensive line, they're getting a really good push on this drive for Sylvan Hills. Now Hampton, that's tough. If that's on Sylvan Hills, that's a killer. No, it's going to be offsides on Robinson. It's not going to be enough for a first down. And now I think we're going to get a timeout Bears. Or do we have an injury? What do we got? They're pointing something out.
That's going to be.
Oh, no, it's going to be a first down.
First down, half the distance to the goal.
So first and goal, Hampton. Look for the sneak here. Hampton going to keep it, going to get the push, and give him 6 as the Bears get their first score here of the night, and they'll make it 14-6 with 28 seconds left here in the third quarter. So Hampton, a little help and aid from his running backs with the push, and you guys got used to seeing that quarterback sneak last year.
I'd say so. I'd say so. It's honestly, I was calling the quarterback's name so much on quarterback sneaks, it's going to be hard not to say Tyner this year.
I believe that's Bowman if that's 60, or is that Stegall? Is it 60 kicking?
Yes, it's 60.
Okay, so that'll be Bowman for the extra point. Snap, and a good kick by Bowman. It's up and good, and we've got a touchdown game here with 28 seconds left in the third. Sylvan Hills 7, your Robinson Senators 14 here from Charlie George Stadium. You're on the campus of Robinson High School. And again, we appreciate everybody joining us. I know Jake Hall, he's going to make his way down to the sidelines here in just a few minutes. And appreciate you joining us, Jake. And I knew you'd love to come out and see your Bears out here and get that first taste of them before we get into the regular season play next week.
Absolutely. I'm getting text right now from Dylan Davis talking about this offense. He's been watching on the YouTube. He was just as excited as I was to get a first look at this new offense in the new Coach Hool era.
And as we've said throughout the broadcast, obviously a very, very vanilla play calling in this one. Not going to see just a whole lot, but we have gotten to see Sylvan Hills try to push it down the field a little bit. We've seen them throw it deep a time or two. And I think once they get the timing down, but more importantly, once they get some cohesiveness on that offensive line, this offense is going to be a lot of fun to watch.
I've been excited watching Hampton. He's got a nice set of wheels under him, and I think he's going to be able to sling the ball around the field. So should be fun this season.
So Bowman will kick this one deep, and Robinson will field it, and this drive will once again start from the 30-yard line. As well, they ran the clock. I don't know if they meant to run it. And that'll do it. So that is the end of our third quarter. And so we'll take a break here on the Robinson Sports Network and be right back here with the final quarter of play here on the RSN, brought to you by Natural State Sports. All right, here we are. Welcome back for our fourth quarter of play, and now we're going to see a lot of the youngsters as the JVs made their way out onto the field to finish this one up. Robinson, so I'll hand this one up the middle. Somebody lost. I hope that's just a cleat, not a foot, and it is. So just a cleat, no foot still in it. It's 40. Can't tell who that is, but it's Campos at quarterback for Robinson still. And it was 58 Simpson on the tackle for the Bears. So Campos gets the snap. He'll hand it across up the middle, and he is slammed to the ground in the backfield. Great play there. As that was Riley Jablanowski on the tackle.
What a name.
Oh, I take that back. I think that was a Horton on the tackle. I think 22 was Muhammad Kutaf, who was the running back for Robinson.
I'll let you keep pronouncing names.
Yeah, those two were fun. And now this one over the head of Campos, has to chase it down. He'll pick it up. Now Campos rolling right, and he'll just throw it away. Makes the smart decision there. And so that'll bring up a fourth down.
You've seen from both offensive lines some struggling in the running game and passing game both, but also some struggling at the center, getting those shotgun snaps to the quarterback.
As you hear the voice of Will Watkins, the producer for Sylvan Hills, as he's taking over the headset over here. So just in case you're wondering who that new softly spoken man was that joined me on the broadcast.
If they've been watching the broadcast for a couple of years, they know who I am. They
All you
also
gotta do
know
is
I'm
watch
not great.
All you got to do is watch our first year of basketball broadcast and listen for
Basketball.
the guy screaming in the background,
Oh, yeah.
and you got Will. So.
or me trying to do play-by-play at Lake Hamilton at Sylvan Hills
Oh,
semifinal
man.
game.
Yeah. To your point, though, Will, here's we got a dead ball punt and going to be caught at the 42-yard line. So that's about where Sylvan Hills will start this drive. But, you know, I was able to come out here for a team camp earlier this year and just for a short amount of time. And one of the things that I noticed while we were here was the quarterback center exchange. and it was a struggle. Even then, I know that I saw Scola go through about 2 or 3 different guys that he just stuck out there at center to try to help figure that out. And so that's still been an issue here. And then for Sylvan Hills, it's been an issue from the outset of this one as Hampton's had to chase some up over his head a few times. So Sylvan Hills, it's the running clock in the 4th, 9:05 to go, as I'll try to tell you best I can who's in there right now. Finally got in a rhythm of who's out there, and now it's hard to see with the JV out there. Now hands this one off to the second man through it in the backfield for the Senators is number 54, as that is Ahmad Booker in with that tackle in the backfield. No gain on the play.
I know both offenses are being very vanilla, but as a Sylvan Hills person, I'm kind of excited to see the defense kind of being more aggressive and being a little more fundamentally sound as well.
Well, look, I mean, you got to be pretty impressed. This defense went up against the first-team Robinson offense for the better part of 2.5 quarters and only gave up 14 points.
And forced a couple turnovers.
Ooh, big hit there on the outside. That went out to the 45-yard line. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 7.
Yeah, if Sylvan Hills offense can find a way to start clicking a little more, young offensive line and everything with a new scheme, I think that they might be a dark horse in the 6A is it East.
East, boy,
Yeah.
what a loaded 6A East it is, though.
I
Obviously,
think Hooten's a little generous with their 5th place finish in the East, but we'll see.
yeah, that is a loaded conference for sure.
So is the 5A Central with Pine Bluff and Robinson and Mills, and we don't know what Maumell's going to do, but I think in a year or 2 you're going to see a big step on their offense.
Oh, what a pick! What a pick at midfield, now coming the other way. Down to the 41-yard line, as that was number 34. And what a play by Bo Severe. Severe got up and took it out of midair on that interception, and this crowd is happy about it. What a play there.
Dude's a sophomore, and he's 5'9", and he made
looked
a play
about
of
6'9".
Well, yeah, I was going to say 6'2", but yeah.
You know, I like to be a little dramatic with things.
Yeah, a little bit. But no, that was a great play. I mean, he read the quarterback's eyes from the beginning of the play, and just took advantage of that.
Yeah, but to your point, Maumell's should be improved this year, obviously, in the 5A Central. And there's going to be a lot of battles in the 5A Central this year. Curious to see the Whitehall situation. Obviously, Campos has to bring that one down. Hands it up the middle, breaks a tackle. No, Campos still got it to the right side. Across the 30, he fooled me down to the 26-yard line as I was following the running back through the middle, and Campos took it to the right side for a first down for the Senators.
Yeah, so Pine Bluff defense last year only gave up 17.7 points per game. So I think they're returning a lot of their defense as well. So I think defense is going to come through Pine Bluff. We're going to see what Robinson's offense can gel around, and that matchup at the end of the year is going to be fun.
Yeah, so timeout here, Robinson. The other question, too, when you look at that, so and I haven't even looked at the Hooten's book. I was able to finally buy it today, but I'll tell you, I gotta believe that if I'm writing the script right now in the 5A Central in Hooten's or anybody else that's talking about the Mills comments, the question is, how do you replace Jabray Shaw? I mean, that was everything for that team last year. Jabray Shaw, I was reading some stuff earlier. He's battling for a spot on the defense as a walk-on right now at Arkansas.
Yeah, he's looking at the too deep of that hog position, that nickel position they play. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be fun.
So I mean, because he was all offense, he was all defense. There were games where you were wondering how he was still on 2 feet by the end of the game, and so that's key number one. Obviously, you got Charlie Collins. You've got the quarterback over there in Ringo. They're going to be good, but the question is again, how do you replace somebody as talented as Jabray Shaw? Campos going to pitch this one out to the right side, but dropped.
I think in that situation, you just have to use multiple guys.
Yeah.
Because Shaw was, you look like a player who's about to have a 15-yard catch or something, and all of a sudden Shaw's there to break up the pass, and it's like, what?
Yeah.
Like, where did he come from? So I mean, it's going to be. He has SEC speed, and that's why he's at Arkansas and competing for a 2-deep spot as a walk-on as a freshman.
Yeah. And not to bounce around too much, but obviously we'll go back to the 6A East. We'll talk about the Sylvan Hills Bears. Catholic loaded. Again, this is a Catholic team that I think returns a ton other than their quarterback. Oh, big run to the left side and a big hit as he crosses the 20. Going to be right at the marker, maybe a yard shy of the first down here for the Senators. But, hey, our buddy Big Baby Andrew Chambly just texted me, said he's tuned in for the ball game, so we're happy to have Big Baby Andrew Chambly. You know what, Big Baby, I heard some really good words about you from the head man, Sam Pittman, the other day. So excited for Andrew as well as Marion Harris and the rest of those guys that are representing PCSSD up there on the hill as they get ready to start the season in just 18 days. Oh, Campos is in trouble in the backfield. And you could tell the offensive line did not have a Big Baby Chambly up there on that one.
Yeah. And there's going to be at least one more coming next year with Collins, and you never know. You may get another, preferred walk-on type spot from other players. I mean, Mills got a lot of athletes. Robinson does too. Monmel does. And so you never know. But yeah.
But, yeah, looking at that 6A East, Catholic obviously going to be up there. Benton, they're going to be favored in the 6A East for sure. Sheridan, I think, is a team that they're dark horse. That's a team I think you got to pay attention to this year. Campos going to throw deep right side. Man goes up, and did he catch it? Give him 6. Wow. What a catch in the end zone for the Senators, as I cannot tell, as the fireworks go off after the touchdown.
Number 11.
That is number 11, Caleb Doucette, the junior, who comes down with a great catch. As Lennox Campos put it up in the corner of the end zone, and Doucette rewards him with the touchdown catch. And just like that, it is now 20-7 Senators.
When going back to the 6A East, Catholic, my question with them is, are they going to be able to continue what they did last year? I mean, yeah, they're replacing the quarterback and everything, but we'll see how that team overall, I think. Who are they returning?
Let's see. They return, 8 starters on the offense and 9 on the defense. So, I mean, they return just about everybody on that team. That's going to be a team that should really give the 6A East fits. Now, here's the thing. They're not going to sneak up on anybody. Last year, it was a huge surprise. Nobody saw Catholic do what they did last year, and they did. Now, obviously, they've got some big shoes to fill there in their quarterback position, and so that's going to be a big piece of it. Hootens has, obviously, Benton picked to win the East, number 1. Catholic at 2, West Memphis at 3, El Dorado at 4, Sylvan Hill sitting at 5, Marion at 6, Searcy at 7, Sheridan at 8, Greene County Tech at 9, and Jacksonville at 10. And so, if you believe this coach's poll, you look at the way this lays out, you got to believe the 6A East may be a little wide open in some regards. I mean, Benton seems to be the team. If they've got quarterback play this year, they should be head and shoulders above the rest of the conference in the East, depending on how good Catholic is. West Memphis is a team, West Memphis is usually always good. They're going to bring great athletes to the field. El Dorado, we got to see what they're going to bring. That's a whole other situation at El Dorado right now. And obviously there will be some interesting times when that matchup happens. So I'll be curious to see how that goes between Sylvan Hills and El Dorado as well.
Well, if anything, the coaches know the weaknesses of the Sylvan Hills players, but Sylvan Hills players know the schemes and everything. The coach.
That's right. So that'll be interesting as well. And really the bottom half of the 6A East, I think, is anybody's guess. Obviously, Maumell's going to get a look at Marion on Friday in that scrimmage game. Searcy's a team that really I thought took some steps forward, but they've lost some athletes. That's a team that I think is going to have to do some rebuilding as well. But Sheridan, I think, is a team that could surprise some people this year. Not many people are going to give them a whole lot of credit, but I think Sheridan's a team that's going to surprise some people this year as well.
Yeah, we have to see how the players are bought in from what Lucas told me.
Oh, boy, breaks free, off to the races, 40, 30, 20, 15, 10, and pulled down at the 9-yard line is chased down there and I'll have to wait and see if I can get a number.
I don't even know who ran the ball.
But a great play there, yeah. Tatum Hayes gets the tackle. But I missed who that was running that for Sylvan Hills, but that's the biggest play of the night for the Bears. 2:50 to go.
It's been a great night here on Robinson's campus. It's beautiful weather for August night.
Yeah, can't beat this. We can only hope that this can be replicated a week from Friday, but looking at the future cast, I don't think we have much hope of that.
Yeah, it's going to be a hot one for when PA comes to town.
Touchdown Bears is that one. They made that look easy on the touchdown run.
If anything, this game film is going to give Coach Escola some good work to kind of look at his offense and defense and make some adjustments for when PA comes to town. It's going to be a fun night next Friday, and I'm excited to be here again.
Yeah, next Friday should be a lot of fun as PA will come over here to Charlie George Stadium. And again, that's been a game that has been close for 2 to 3 quarters the last 2 years. And then PA just the depth and the system just kind of tires you out and runs you down. And, Jake and I talked about it earlier where, cramping was a major issue for Robinson. Now, we've only seen one guy go down with any issue with cramps. That was Tank Reese. I'm looking at Tank right now at about the 48-yard line. He's dancing. I don't think he's having to worry about cramping. But, again, these guys only played 3 quarters, 2.5 quarters for most of the starters. They put in max effort out there, but next week when it's 95 degrees at kickoff, it's going to be a whole other animal.
Yeah, I was going to say it's going to be 10 to 13 degrees hotter next week with more humidity most likely. It looks like there is a flag on the PAT try, or the point try.
I'm going to back them up, make them kick a longer one here.
Hey, it's nothing but good practice for the field goal kicker.
So a reminder for you Senator fans here on the Robinson Senator Sports Network, your commentary crew next Friday night against PA will be Chris Goodman and Akemian Parks. And we're excited. I think those guys are going to be a lot of fun to listen to. Obviously, Chris was with Tyler Chenault here last year. Tyler did just a phenomenal job in some tough situations early on in the season. And such a good job that I brought him over to Maumelle with me. So Tyler's going to join me over at Maumelle next Friday night to get things started for the season. You guys will have Akeem and Chris Goodman over here on your broadcast. And again, I can't wait. I really can't wait. Chris brings a fun excitement to it. Akeem's going to bring a very, very sharp football mind to the broadcast. And I think you guys are going to really enjoy those two on the headsets next week.
Definitely, and tonight's camera operator is Christian. He's actually the new main camera operator at Maumelle for us.
Hard cam.
Hard cam, yes. Okay, yes. I got you, Steve.
Hey, I gotta keep
I know. I told you.
That's right.
Yeah, so on the hard cam, which is the main camera of the broadcast, but for those who don't know the terminology, this is his first time. He took it from the beginning and just ran with it. Kristen helped him some to kind of fine-tune things, but man, watching this broadcast, I'll go back and watch it again just to check everything and stuff, and tell our other operators that weren't here, hey, go back, watch this, see kind of what a first-time camera operator can do.
Yeah, I'm excited. I feel like we've put together some really great crews. This ball handed off over the left side. A lot of room. 40, 45, 50. Oh, look at the speed. Outrunning everybody to 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Give him 6.
Is that 22?
Is that it's that Tank?
Is that 22? That's Muhammad Kutah.
Oh, and it's coming back. Oh. It's coming back.
That's why he got around him so easily.
No. He got speed now.
That boy got speed.
That young man hit the corner, and there was nobody catching him.
I'm tired just watching that.
Wow. Did you say it was 22 Kutov?
Yeah.
Wow.
I hope we're saying his name right. He only 5'7". He looks every bit of 5'7". But he got the speed of a 5'7", like old kid from Kansas State. Oh, what's his name? He's a rookie in the NFL now.
Oh, Deuce Vaughn.
Deuce Vaughn, yes.
Yeah. Dallas Cowboy now.
Ugh.
Yeah, I'm with you. Not a fan, but hey.
Oh, you're a 49er fan.
Go Niners. Yeah, we do. Yeah, Jake's a Niner fan as well. Well, I wouldn't be a Panther fan either.
And shout out to Destin, our new producer over here at Robinson. He's come in. I've been here to kind of help him along the way with the software and everything, but he's taken it and really run with it. It's a pretty intuitive software, and he's been able to pick it up pretty easily, and that's why I'm here on the commentary headset. I got bored watching him because he didn't have any questions. So,
yeah, Destin doing a great job, and And again, I'm excited about the crews that we've put together for the PCSSD Sports Network year 2. And again, we appreciate all the support we've gotten. Because that's going to do it for this one. The Bears are going to win this one 21 to 14.
The Senators are going to win this
sorry,
one
thank
21
you.
to 14.
Senators are going to win this one 21 to 14. I was trying to give the Bears their only win of the year. Just kidding. Well, they're not getting one next week. Sorry, buddy.
Yes, they are. If their defense shows up like that, let's go.
We'll see.
I'll be watching it. Trust me.
I'm really excited. It's been a blessing so far. You know, I get an opportunity to talk about this network a lot to people as we kind of run around and do different things. And why did you just mute me?
I didn't mute you. I didn't mute you.
There.
You're there.
I don't know what just happened. Yeah, I went away completely.
Can you hear me now?
I got everything now. I hear it.
Okay.
Sorry, I couldn't hear a thing. But, you know, and we wouldn't be where we are without the support of our fan bases at every single one of these schools, as well as the folks that have followed us on Natural State Sports from the beginning. So really appreciate each and every one of you guys supporting us. Again, some great sponsorship opportunities. Please reach out to us. We would love to have you guys on the broadcast, promote your business. Maybe you're not a business owner. Maybe you just want to help sponsor the streams. Again, a very generous amount of our ad revenue we put back into the schools. It helps to support the student athletes. It helps offset the cost to the schools of this production. And so we really appreciate the fans, the sponsors, and everybody that helps us out each and every single year. So please, if you're looking for an opportunity to support your Senators or your Bears or the Mills Comets or the Maumelle Hornets, please give us a shout. We've got a lot of opportunities. That's going to do it for us tonight right here on the broadcast. Will, you got anything else to say?
Yeah, just want to add a challenge to all the fans. Every time you're watching a broadcast, take that YouTube link, share it on your Facebook, your Instagram, your Twitter, whatever social media platforms you use. We want to double and triple our following on each network this year. Robinson led the way with a little bit more than 1,000 subscribers on YouTube here at the beginning of this year, and I want that to be 3,000 by the end of football season. So let's do that.
We did, 100,000 views roughly last year?
Roughly
football season?
100,000. Let's get to
I want to do 200,000 this year.
Yeah, let's go 200,000.
I want to double it this year. So let's make it happen. It's you folks, the fans, that'll make it happen. It's the talented young men out there on the field that you get to watch each and every night. You get to deal with us on the mics, and we hope you enjoy it. We appreciate you guys for joining us tonight here on the Robinson Sports Network. Big thanks to Christian Webb. Big thanks to Destin, Will, Jake Hall, Coach Brian Maupin for joining us as well tonight. That's going to do it for us here on the Robinson Sports Network. We'll see you next week.